So far, I've contacted around 280 investors, and I've closed 60 this week. I cannot contact more because LinkedIn blocked me. Even with premium, I don't have possibility to get more connections. So as far as more people will accept my past connections that I've sent over the past few weeks, then this week I'm not able to actually send anything. I had actually 2 meetings today. One of them was really interesting. It was with Alan, who is an ex-Apple director for the whole Asia. We had he took 45 minutes of his time, and he literally gave it to me on the silver plate, which I'm super grateful, by the way. And I hope that if he will watch that video, I would like him to know that, even though I already said that. We had a 45-minute conversation when we were talking about, obviously, a little bit about Uniflow, but majority of the time he was saying and giving me some kind of advice on how he would see the business go, just from the stuff that he saw online, because I didn't tell him much about the business, and his advice was really good. I don't agree with all of the things that he said, obviously, and I'm still thinking about certain stuff that he was advising me in terms of what kind of partnership should I have, because if I will actually go with those partnerships, I will probably have to sell my soul, I would say, at least at the beginning. But that would be some kind of a good way of going to the market fast and getting a lot of customers, a lot of users very quickly. Obviously, it's not as easy as it sounds to do that, but it's one of the possibilities to actually get into the partnerships with centralized banks, which I don't like that idea, and I don't like that idea a lot. And the reason behind this is because they are centralized, so it's completely out of what is behind Uniflow, which is full decentralization. But our first mission is really to help people manage their finances. That's our first goal, and that's how we are going to the market. That was our GMT from the very beginning. And then as we grow, we can build our network and build all of the decentralization that we want to. Even though right now we do have already digital identity that is already decentralized, we do have different functionality for that, and as well we have the cash flow management, which is that functionality that we are going to the market with. And so the one way that he was sort of telling me was that I supposed to go contact banks and sell, go in partnership with the banks. So they really propose my product to their customers because that's not really their forte. And a lot of money management companies have done that in different countries. And so I was thinking about this kind of solution over the past year, that could be one of the ways of trying to do that. And again, it's not as easy as it sounds. Just do the partnership with HSBC or Lloyds or any other big bank UK. It's not as easy. You need to have connections. But I think the basic point over here is whether I do want to do it. Because like I said, if I would actually do it, there are a few good opportunities out of that, which is a lot of customers very quickly. The minus of that is that it doesn't collide with our mission, our vision, almost at all. Because what we are doing is completely opposite to what bank is. We also using the bank connections, so we have connections to 2,000 banks in UK, in Europe, to just make the experience for our users better, because obviously right now majority of the people who run their finances, then they have them in the centralized banks. And so to help them with that, we need to obviously have those connections, so that is a little bit more efficient and better, and we can better help our users. So we have that, right? And so following that, we are half centralized at the beginning. So that's why I'm thinking about it. He also told me that I shouldn't work this weekend. I should just chill out and think about this. So I will follow half of that. I won't work as always on Saturday. I won't work tomorrow, and I will just think and maybe brainstorm with few people who are close to me and see where my brain will take me, because obviously that's the most important. What do I have in brain, in the heart, and what we are representing with Uniflow, what I would like to represent with Uniflow. And it's that decision has to be made before any other further steps are done, I think. Well, I could meet with or like contact different companies who are centralized companies and do it, I guess, before actually making a decision and make a decision when I have the opportunity. So that's one of the options as well. But again, I've been thinking a little bit about that today, and tomorrow I think I will do a lot of notes and try to brainstorm, like I said, those ideas. I had also the second meeting, which was more introduction meeting. There was a quick, elevator pitch from my side, and then the investment manager was talking to me about how and who they're looking for, because I was asking some questions. And they told me to do the form, fill up the form, and they will come back to me with the next meeting. So I guess that went okay. The highlight obviously was that meeting with Alan today, because he's very straightforward. I really liked the conversation that we had, because it wasn't an easy conversation, and that's what I like. He wasn't trying to bubbling and telling me nice things and all of that stuff. It was just very straight to the point, which I super respect. Except of that, the huge highlight of today is that actually Norwegian finally works. After all of, I think, 3-4 weeks of trying to, struggle with that, today they sent me the email, I've checked, and everything works fine. And now I can check all of the stuff that we've developed over the past month, because previously I couldn't. And so once next week we're gonna sort out the flow, because Chris needs to sort out the flow. He couldn't do that because of as well the Norwegian, because that's the main component over here. Once he do that, we can put it to the Google again and release it, which will be our it will be already a product. It won't be an MVP. It will be actual the product where everything will work beautifully. So yeah, I think that will be it for today. Thank you very much for joining as always, and I see you tomorrow.